Hi, Daryl here, and I'm going to give you a quick tour around Cinahl. Cinahl is kind of our biggest, most awesome, and definitely sort of most complete and most in-depth database for academic nursing journals. So we're going to start on the library main page here and click on peer-reviewed or scholarly research. This will both get you to an alphabetical listing of our databases and also databases organized by subject. I'm going to show you the nursing subject guide. So you actually land on this page, and then we're going to go to online resources here. And we've got a whole list of nursing databases. We're going to go with Cinahl mostly because it's the most commonly used and the most complete. It has the most content available. I'm going to click on that, and I'm doing this from home, so I'm going to have to sign in. This will work just like this for you if you have to sign in, or if you are working from home. Here's my password. It's taking a minute to think. So, a couple things that I want to start off by mentioning. This is an EBSCO interface. You may have used something like this before, but the name of this database is Cinahl. We have a lot of different databases that are hosted by EBSCO, and not all of them have the same content. So pay attention. This will tell you here which database you're searching. We're also going to turn off suggest subject terms. I'm going to do another video later that's gets into sort of some more advanced functionality that you'll probably need later in your academic career. But this video is aimed at beginners, and I don't want to mess around with mesh terms because they're a little complicated. We're going to start just by searching for a condition. I'm going to arbitrarily pick diabetes. I'm going to type diabetes in, click search. And doing a basic search in an EBSCO database is really this simple. What it's going to do is take our search term and look for articles that have diabetes in the title, in the abstract, which is kind of a summary of the article. And it looks other places too, but that's the places it's most likely to find diabetes. We've automatically built in a couple of limiters. The most important one is full text available. This database has some articles that you don't necessarily have direct access to. And if you're wondering why we would bother to do that, it's because if you're doing some kinds of research, it's important to know that the article is there, even if you can't necessarily get to it. But for the kinds of research you're likely to be doing, we've set it up by default so that it gets rid of anything you can't get to and read immediately. And that's because for the kinds of research you're likely to be doing, you probably just want something that you can get to right now. And you don't want to mess around with the things you may need to do to get an article we don't have access to. So we're looking at our results, and these are all... Most of these are academic journals. Something that Cinahl has that's kind of cool is they have evidence-based care sheets, which is a quick sort of summary of symptoms, common treatments, and other information that a practitioner might need when dealing with a patient that has diabetes, in this case diabetes type 2. But evidence-based care sheets aren't scholarly articles. They're sort of quick summaries and reference guides for nurse practitioners. Scholarly articles are a little bit different, and I can show you how here. I'm going to click on this one. If I click on the title of it, what it takes me to is the article sort of record, which is you've got the title, the authors, cataloging information. This is stuff the database uses to sort of organize itself. And then an abstract, which gives you a summary of the article. You can tell a couple things looking at the abstract, which can give you an idea of whether you want to use the article or to read it and consider incorporating it into your paper. It'll give you basic stuff like if they did a study, the details of the study, where the paper was written, where the study was conducted. So, for example, this was published in the United Kingdom. The title of the journal also might have put you in, British Journal of Midwifery. That might make it not such a good source if you're writing about the way diabetes is treated in the United States. Or you might find that the UK's treatment methods are similar enough to ours that this works. But that's something to be aware of. It'll also tell you, the abstract will also give you an idea, if they did a study, what was the study like, how did they set it up, what conclusions did they come to, and so on. That's not a substitute for reading the article, but by skimming that and by considering what's in the abstract, you can get an idea of whether the article will be useful to you. If you want to read the actual article, we'll have to go over here to the PDF full text. And that'll open inside our browser. Now, this is the really important thing, because I see people get tripped up by this sometimes. I'm going to talk about this while it's loading. If you want to print this article, save this article to your flash drive, or really do almost anything with it, you want to do it from here, like while you're looking at the full article. In this particular, like in my browser, this window, this menu down here only comes up when I move my mouse down here. I can save it using this button. I can print it using this button. If I go back to the record and click save or print, it will actually save the text that I'm highlighting. It'll save the record. It won't save the article. You can also email the article to yourself from here, and that actually will include the article itself as an attachment to the email. So you can email the article to yourself. You can email the article to someone else. Maybe you have a friend who is just fascinated by treatment of diabetes mellitus type 2 in the United Kingdom. Takes all kinds, right? So if you want to be nice, you can send it their way. The last thing I want to show you is how to do an advanced search. If we basic searches give you one field that you can fill in. If we click on an advanced search, it gives us multiple fields, and without going too much into and it also gives us a whole bunch more options. So we can limit our results to full text. We can bounce anything that's not published in English. Not everything here is published in the United States or the UK. There is some foreign language content in this database, and you actually have a lot more options down here. Where the study took place, what kind of publication it is. Clinical information having to do with pregnancy, inpatient or outpatient, the age group the study or article is concerned with, and so on. So you have a lot of additional sort of control of what kinds of articles you find. And again, I'm not saying that you want to spend a ton of time with this for the kinds of assignments you're going to be doing in your first year, but I do want you to know that stuff is there because it may be helpful to you at some point. So that's kind of the basics. I'm going to do another video that kind of explores some of the more advanced things you can do with Cinahl. I just didn't want to throw too much at you at once. So I hope you found this helpful, and thanks for watching.